I think that saying that my man has to make six figures on that dating show is right up there with, I can't go to Cheesecake Factory, I don't want to pay 50% of the bills. It's right on that line of toxicity among our community. Dudes, I'm looking in the mirror. Why I got all these kids and I ain't never been married? Why am I truly saying that I want a man that makes six figures and I ain't got no job?
Mine are 2 kids by 2 men, never married. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
I'm looking for the ballers.
You came right out with it.
Welcome to another episode of the That's Scary with Meloney P podcast. I'm your girl, Meloney P, and we are here to have a conversation. Listen, y'all, today I want to just have a quick little conversation that has been on my mind. This has been on my mind for a very, very, very long time. If you are like me, you are an avid watcher of the Kendra G dating show that comes on every day. And I have to say, I am here for that show. But I wonder if you are like me and the thought of some of these questions and some of these answers really make you think, right? So listen, y'all, before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button. This is a podcast that talks about everything from love, dating, sex, relationships, and everything going on in the culture. This is a healthy space for us to discuss and engage and have healthy conversation. Listen, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you are following and subscribed and following me on TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, I don't know, everywhere that I'm at, especially. Everywhere that I'm at is improper English, but especially on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts, make sure you hit that 5-star rating and make sure you leave a comment after you leave your 5-star rating to get us pushed up in that algorithm. All right, Kendra G Live. I am always for any woman, especially any Black woman who is getting that check, making money, walking in her purpose, and I love the Kendra G Live dating show. There has been a lot of conversation, and one thing about that show that makes me cringe every time the question is asked.
So should he make a certain amount of money?
He can make 6 figures.
Okay. Would you date a man that made 5?
Yeah, I would. Maybe.
Okay. All right, let's do the Kendra Cam.
Should a man make a certain amount of money? Okay, so if you're not familiar with Kendra G Live, make sure that you're following her on all her socials, especially on YouTube. She has a dating show where, anybody can basically sign up to be on her dating show. It's a live show, and she'll ask you a list of questions. It's not just for men, it's not just for women, but anybody that is single in the community who is looking for love. Kendra G has created a safe space. I don't know if it's safe, but Kendra G has created a space for singles to be able to join her Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube live and have access to all the men, all the women who follow her, which is a pretty big following, to find love. Now, Kendra G, she will ask every person that calls in on the show, male or female, a series of questions. Some of the questions are, what are your non-negotiables in a relationship? Should the person, man or woman, look a certain kind of way? And then also she always asks, should they make a certain amount of money? Now, these are just a few questions out of the questions that she asked, but this question, should a person, and I'm going to talk about the women specifically who answer this question, because I feel like this question is truly, truly, truly a trap. Truly a trap. Every time Kendra asks, should your man make a certain amount of money, them answers be to me dumb and ignorant as all get out. Some woman said that her man should make 7 figures, but she didn't even have a job. Then some women will say he need to be rich. Like a woman literally said recently on a show that he needs to be rich. He needs to be able to fly her out, pay for all the things. She ain't paying for no money. But then when Kendra G asked her, well, how much should a man make? She said $50,000 a year. This is a classic case of podcasters, toxicity online goes wrong. Women who come on this show have some type of sick relation with saying that a man needs to make six figures in order to date them. Now, it's so much, this is a loaded question, topic, conversation. On one hand, right, I feel like women are saying that their man should make six figures because they hear all the other women saying this. I don't even know if these women even know what six figures really is, how many zeros is in six figures. Like, I just don't feel like a lot of these women even know the mathematics behind six figures. I think that some of these women are just saying this because they're hearing all the other women say it and they don't want to be embarrassed and they don't want to be a pick-me and they don't want to be this and that, right? Then you have some women who are saying that, you know, a man, they'll start off and they'll say six figures. And then Kendra, being the media personality that she is, she know Kendra ain't poor. She know what she's doing. She knows what the viewers want to see. And she knows that a lot of these women don't even know what they're talking about in saying six figures. So she'll ask the questions. So if a man makes $80,000 a year, is that a non-negotiable?
Yeah.
And mine are 2 kids by 2 men, never married. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
I'm looking for the ballers.
You came right out with it.
For real, like, I mean, yeah, for real, like, that's what I'm looking for, like, the money.
Well, we got there early. How much money do we got to make?
The men that's willing to spend the money on, you know, that don't mind spending money on women, okay?
Okay. Are you willing to deal with what comes along with that at times?
To an extent.
So what are you willing to deal with for the money?
I'm not the type of female to go through, you know, phones and all that. If I don't see it, I don't know. I'm dumb. I'm a dumb blonde. I don't know, nothing going on. As long as it, you know, ain't coming, you know, nobody calling me and trying to come at me as a woman and all that. Men is gonna be men, I guess, nowadays.
Ooh, child. Okay,
Well,
so you
when
willing
it
to
comes
kind of
like,
so as long as so let's get here now. How much money does he have to make?
enough.
So okay, well how about this? What do you expect this man with money to do for you? What is the expectation?
I'm just saying, like, I'm not, at least, like, I'm gonna be real. Like a real logical person and all that. And so, like, I'll say 50K, at least 60K, at least.
Okay. So now
I really want like an NBA player or a NFL player.
I mean, I was gonna say, because I mean, no diss to the 50, 60K range. If you make a decent living, be proud of yourself. But the way
that's like manageable. Like that's like not a crazy number. That's like should be like bare minimum, I think.
Well, hold on. That's average. And in America, listen, if you make money in America and you have a job, the economy's not the best. So there's no diss. But when you say I want a baller, I was thinking a lot more than 50 or 60K.
I mean, that's like minimum, like starting out there.
But I want to get clarity here because you said you want a man that's willing to spend money on you. So what are some of the things you want him to spend money on you for? Do you want him to pay your rent? Is he buying you clothes, taking care of your children? Like, what's the expectation?
I mean, like, whatever he's willing to do.
Okay, but he has to be willing.
I mean, like, you know, spend like shopping and trips every once in a while, not, you know, not overboard, but, you know, just want to throw me a couple dollars just because I got kids, you know, I don't get child support and all that. I do everything on my own for me and my kids. And a man that want to come in my life, like, he don't got to worry about, you know, having to.
And every time, most time, 8 out of 10 times, the woman's going to say, well, I might give him a chance if he makes 90, or I might give him a chance if he makes 80. And it's like, this is so dumb. It is so dumb. And I'm talking really to the black women because I love y'all and I don't want y'all to be on this show looking stupid. If I was being asked that question, let's just start there. If I was on the Kendra G dating show and she asked me the question, should a man make a certain amount of money? And I know a lot of these women are way older than me and they should know better. I would never, ever give an amount. And do you know why? Because 6 figures really isn't a whole lot of money, to be honest with you. Number one. 6 figures to me, if you have a bunch of debt, if you have a bunch of kids, a bunch of child support, a bunch of bills, 6 figures ain't shit. A man could be making $60,000 a year, but be in a better place financially than a man who makes $1,000, who makes 6 figures a year. That question is the biggest trap I have ever seen in my life. Now, here's the thing. I just think that like this whole 6 figures, my man got to make 6 figures, it's just one of those stupid trends. I think that saying that my man has to make 6 figures on that dating show is right up there with, I can't go to Cheesecake Factory. I don't want to pay 50% of the bills. It's right on that line of toxicity among our community. It's right there. It is the same wavelength. It is such a uneducated response when most women say that on this show. Especially once Kendra G starts asking you more questions. So if a man made $80,000, would you date him? I might. Half the time, these women don't even be having no jobs. They be having a bunch of kids, and they're saying that they don't want a man with kids, right? But they got 5 kids by 5 different men. They're saying that they might not have a job. This one lady, I felt so bad for her. I felt so bad for this lady because I was just like, I be wanting to just come through that screen and put my voice in these people's voices because it's like, girl, you look so stupid. It was this one lady and she was sick and it was a very sad story. I think she had lupus and she had a couple of kids, did not have any job. And Kendra G was basically asking her, how much should a man make that you'll be open to dating.
So we got Kim VA Norfolk, 41, unemployed, mom to a 15-year-old, never married. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
I just want somebody that's truthful, a communicator.
What are your deal breakers, honey?
Ooh, it's a lot of those. What can I say? My deal breaker is somebody that's not going to be there for me when I get sick. Another thing is, I like a big guy. I'm small, but I like them big. Deal breakers, I just need somebody that's going to be there for me. Do thick and thin, like when I get sick, able to take care of my daughter, because she has a lot of activities she got going on with herself. So it's just like I need someone that's going to be there.
Is her father involved?
Yes, he's involved, but he's a traveler. Okay. So it's hard for him to be around. But we're not together. And
that's it. So you're making it clear. You want a man that's going to be able to take care of you, because you have...
Not as financial, because, yes, that is a good thing to have someone there financial-wise. But I'm not looking for that. I need someone that's going to handle my mental when I get in pain, or someone that can handle those type of problems. So when I'm in pain, my attitude is not there. When I get to a point that I'm like, yo, I'm hurting, get out my face. I need someone to understand she just in the moment right now. You don't get that. You don't get someone that can handle she just in the moment. She can't talk. She just wanna just lay in a spot.
I got what you're saying. Okay. Some of the cousins are saying, so are you looking for a caretaker?
They could be a caretaker. In a way, yes, I am looking for a caretaker. Not and say that I can wash dishes, do my food, all that. I can do those things, yes. But as a caretaker, yes.
Should he make a certain amount of money?
Um, I'm not looking for a six figure like everybody up here is looking for. No, I'm not looking for a six figure, but I am looking for someone that has a career or job.
A career or job?
Yeah,
okay.
Job. Because there's some guys out here that I don't know if they're scamming or.
Very sympathetic what you're going through, but one would say you don't have a job right now.
Yeah, I don't. And that is because of I'm going through problems right now.
Right.
Not saying,
would you date a man
that I can't get a job and I don't have a degree to get the job. It's just at this moment you ask, do I have a job? No, I don't have a job. I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say.
And she said 6 figures. And I'm just like, okay, you don't have no money. You're unfortunately very, very sick. You have all these kids, but yet you're saying, and you don't have a job, but you're saying that you want your man, he is required to make 6 figures to be with you, and he's required to be your caretaker, and he's required to, help out with your kids, take you to your doctor's appointments, all these dumb things. And it's just like, and it was so sad because I can see the look sometimes on Kendra G's face, and I feel like the look is, on one side, it's like, cha-ching, it's going to be a viral video because you look stupid as hell. And then on the other hand, it's just like, you are stupid as hell. Like, you are so dumb to be saying this. And it really does show the state of relationship within the Black community. Because like I said, a lot of people don't even know what 6 figures is, what it can pay for, what it can't pay for. If she asks you that question, it should never just be a hard stop number, because there's too many variables in a hard stop number. You can be with a man who makes 6 figures plus and got a bunch of kids, a bunch of child support, has no money mindset, has no money maturity, is in debt with student loans, all types of things, but he makes 6 figures, so I'm down to struggle with him. Or a man who actually is very, financially focused, has a plan, is able to live a stable life, take care of himself. That should be what you're looking for. And it's funny because I have an episode about men and, what the real word and what the real focus on a man being a provider should be. And this Kendra G Live is truly a case study to prove the point of what I'm saying on that show. Women are putting so much emphasis on just low frequency, dumb things that will not put them in a good place. You can be with a man that makes 6 figures and be sitting here depressed and sad and lonely, but he makes 6 figures. It's just so stupid. Your answer to that question, and if you're watching this show, and I know that you will be, study this episode right here before you even put your request to be on the Kendra G Live show. Do not say that you want a 6-figure man, period, hard stop. Do not say that. Have some dialogue. There's not really a hard number that I want to say. However, I want him to be able to travel. I want him to have, savings. I want him to be financially mature. I want him to, not have a bunch of debt, but if he does, he has a plan for it. I want him to be able to add to what I have, and we build this beautiful empire as Black kings and queens. Like, it should not be a immature response of 6 figures. 6 figures. 6 figures. It's just embarrassing. But listen, y'all, let me know what you think about that question. Let me know what you think about the Kendra G Live dating show. I've seen recently a lot of Black men too, coming for some of the women who are on that show. And, I'll say whatever I can to save us Black women, but listen, y'all are just embarrassing yourselves sometimes. I truly be wondering, like, how do you have so many kids by so many different men, and then on this show and talking about you want a 6-figure man? Listen, I am not perfect. I have made my mistakes, but fool me once, fool me twice, fool me 3 times. It's my fault, right? There is no way. There is one thing I can say for sure And I have learned in life to never say never. But one thing I have learned for sure that I can say never, this will never happen to me. I will never be a woman who got 3 and 4 kids by 3 and 4 different men. No, hell no. And it's so crazy because a lot of these women, they are older women who should know better. I would really be interested. I would really be interested to sit down and talk to a woman, one of these women who are on this show who have the 5 different kids by 5 different men. I really want to understand, how did you get there? I'm so interested and so intrigued to see, how did you get there? And I guess if you think about it, if a lot of these women are out here saying that a man got to make 6 figures, not even knowing what that truly means, then that kind of answers my question right there, because it just kind of shows your mindset. You know, I have 2 kids and I ain't having no more kids. And just the thought of having another child or 2 more kids with another man, to me, is just like, let me go off this bridge and jump, because there is no way. Now, I sit here and I think, because I want to be introspective and I want to see all sides. Let's say you're a woman, you get married, you have a kid, it don't work. You get married again, but I can't even say that because most of these women ain't even been married. Like, that's the other thing. These women on here, that's the other piece of this show that is really cringe to me as a woman, because I know that there's a lot of these toxic, fake ass, high value men out here. And it's almost like we're giving them the ammunition to degrade Black women, because it's sad to me that you can have so many different kids and say that you've never, ever been married. And a lot of these women on Kendra G, she'll ask them, how many kids? She'll ask them, how many men? She'll ask them, have you ever been married to any of your fathers? And most of the time it's like, no, they ain't never been married. Unbelievable. Fool me once. You can fool me once, child. And especially when it comes to kids and marriage, ain't no way. Ain't no way, ain't no way, ain't no way. There has to be a sense of pride, a sense of humility. There has to be something that makes you think more of yourself than to just be a baby maker for random men who don't think enough of you to wife you and to put a ring on your finger. And I want to make sure that I'm not only putting the emphasis on women, because another thing that I see, that I have seen a lot, especially with people reviewing this show, is that they always come for the women. Oh, you got all these kids by all these different men. But here's the thing. It take 2 people. It take 2 people to have a baby. And I always say, and I will always say, the man is the head. He's the leader. He's the provider. So instead of giving the women all the smoke, they deserve some smoke. But there's so much emphasis on, oh my gosh, she got all these kids and there's no father in sight. But put that focus on the father. Put that same focus and give that same smoke times 10 to the man who left that woman with those kids. But I got to keep it real. At the end of the day, a man can't have a baby. And by that, I mean, we have a responsibility to protect our wombs, to protect our bodies from situations and men that don't even think enough of us to marry us. You have to have some type of level of respect for yourself to not stay in a situation where a man doesn't even have the respect for you, the respect for your child. Even if y'all have already had a kid, listen, and I'm speaking, there ain't no way. There is no mother effing way that I'ma stay with no man who don't think enough of me to provide me with certain things that I require as a woman, certain respect. And a lot of these Black women have daughters, and your daughters are watching you. I had a therapy meeting yesterday, and the lady was saying, she was like, you can teach your daughter all types of lessons verbally, but she's not going to as much listen to what you're saying. She's going to listen and mimic what she sees you doing. And again, this is a very loaded conversation, because I feel like this is some type of generational curse. And I hate to say that, just a generational bondage that we need to break in our community. a generational bondage of creating these families and then not thinking enough of these families to stay in these families, not thinking enough of these families to do the work to make sure that you are a good father, a good mother for this family. This is a whole loaded conversation. And Kendra G, her dating show is truly a real life, in your face case study on where the fuck we are as a people, as relationships. This toxic relationship culture in our community has to stop. It has to stop. Now, make sure you guys are looking at the Kendra G Live dating show. If you're a single person and you go on that show, watch this show before you do. Have your answers ready. Don't let nobody make a fool out of you on this show. That's a national show that everybody's watching in all different countries. Your interview will go on to live and be on the internet for the rest of your life. So be careful what you are saying. Watch some of these shows, watch these episodes, and then do some inner looking in the mirror. Do some looking in the mirror. Why I got all these kids and I ain't never been married? Why am I truly saying that I want a man that makes 6 figures and I ain't got no job? Why? What is 6 figures? What is money management? What can 6 figures pay for? You know, ask yourself that question, y'all. But listen, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.
You are now tuning to That's Scary with your host, Meloney P.